The painting. Not even a Teacher of the Year award could save the latest victim of California's massive budget cuts. Despite the honor, Michelle Apperson was one of about 400 teachers in Sacramento to receive layoff notices just last month. And this week, that district's top teacher found herself the Teacher of the Year out of work. Why? Well, it's all because of the state's last in, first out policy. Joining us right now is Kyle Olson. He is the founder and the publisher of EAGnews.com. Kyle, good morning to you.
Good morning. .org.
Yeah, .org. Thank you very much. You know, this is one of the things we do complain about when we complain about the state of education is rather than looking at, how good a teacher is, you look at that, well, they were the last one hired, so they're going to be the first one fired.
That's right, and unfortunately, California is not the only place that this is happening. It's happening all over the country every single year, and it simply comes down to the fact that last in, first out is a policy where if you are the last person in, then you're the first person out the door. We don't care how effective you are, how much time you're putting in, what type of impact you're having on student learning, and it's a real insult to teachers.
Particularly out in California, where they've got such a massive budget shortfall, they're really taking the meat axe to the teaching staff out there.
That's right. And what we need to be looking at is how do we get the most effective, best teachers in front of our kids across America. But unfortunately, union contracts across the country are not looking kindly on that. And so what is happening is we literally have school districts in America that will add up the last 4 digits of someone's Social Security number to figure out if they should stay or if they should go. And so you could have a highly effective teacher standing there, and you could have a miserable teacher standing there, and they would stay or go based on the last 4 digits of their Social Security number. These are policies that were implemented because of the manufacturing unions. Those policies were brought into our schools, and they have no place there.
Well, if people are adding up the Social Security numbers, I understand, Kyle, as well. I was reading on your website, in some districts, to figure out who to fire, they just flip a coin. I get some protections, ultimately, with unions, manufacturing labor unions, but why they would be applicable to an education union where you should be keeping the best person who's a teacher, I don't get it.
Well, that's right. Very few people get it. And the reason is that unions believe that every teacher is equal based on the number of years that they've been there. That's how we pay them, and that's how we decide whether they should stay or go. And it has no place in education.
Well, we did get a statement from the school district, and it goes like this. Given the current state of school financing in California, Ms. Apperson is far from the only one of our talented teachers to be facing the possibility of losing their job next year. Our district has been forced to make nearly $186 million in cuts over the past 10 years, negatively affecting hundreds of dedicated employees and dramatically impacting the children we serve. Well, that's true, but still, they're firing the Teacher of the Year. Kyle, it seems crazy.
That's right. And so the school district, this is a moment where the school district can stand up and say, this is not how we should be treating our teachers. We should figure out a better way to evaluate our teachers and retain the good ones, and the ineffective ones, move them out of the classroom.
You're right. It would be, pardon the pun, but a teachable moment. All right. Kyle Olson, who joins us once a week, we thank you very much.
Anytime. Thank you.
You bet. Well, next week then. Next up on the